Hello everybody and welcome back to 428 Shibuya Scramble. Yeah, Shibuya Scramble. Alright, every single fucking time I feel like I'm saying it wrong. So I'm going to try to finish this block of time now. We got to the end of one character and everyone else is locked behind something. So the best thing to do is to start jumping. So we should just jump from the earliest point that we can. Light shining in the alleyway above. It looked like someone... Tama! Flying shoddy goods. Okay. So that jump just leads me there. Hang on. I challenge it to single combat. Alright, now if I do... Yo! Yo, it changed! Looks like someone in the adjacent building turned on lights. Tell me. Humor me for a second. Tell me, what's the proper rate of dispose of plastic bottle? I have a feeling I know where this is going. This is a bad end. This is definitely a bad end. And something else caught his eye. Huh? What's that there? Looked like something black was stuck to the top of her head. Achi, what are you staring at? Oh, you got something stuck there. What, on my head? Without thinking, Hitomi reached up and plucked it off. It was about 10 centimeters long, its body a glistening black, sporting feelers and several pairs of legs. It began to writhe and wriggle between Hitomi's slender fingers. Gah! Achi yelled. It's a cockroach! He jumped backwards, but Hitomi didn't so much as flinch. Ooh, sorry that gave me a bit of a start, he continued. Guess it must have fallen from one of the windows up there. Still, Hitomi did not move. Hitomi? She didn't appear to hear him. Hello? Hitomi? Ooh. His muffled gargle. Hitomi passed out on the spot, her body stiff as a mannequin. What? Hitomi, are you okay? Hitomi! 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 I can't do that. But no matter how loudly Achi calls her name, Hitomi would not come to. What? From that day onward, Achi devoted even more of his time and energy to collecting trash. It became his personal passion to see that his city was a clean one, devoid of cockroaches. That was the mandate he had handed. Or, if nothing else, his atonement. His atonement! Did she fucking die? The cockroach! Hitomi passed out of cockroach flew onto her head and out of nowhere. Well, not out of nowhere exactly. Hitomi and Achi were right underneath the Nokane building. where they're selling burning hammer. A cat and a cockroach have been fighting it out on one of the upper floors. The cat was victorious, but if it had run away instead, things would have turned out differently down below. Motherfucker. Did she die? Okay, so he does have a fucking bad ending. It's just because of fucking Tama. Little, like, flea. Alright. Having a response. There was no way of augmenting Turkey dating one of her father's co-workers. Here we go. Keep out. Gone. Fuck off. Here, take a look at this. Huh? Osawa could never have anticipated what he saw on the LCD screen. It was an email from Hitomi. Stifling an exclamation, he scanned the contents of the message. There's a man following me. He has a gun, and I think he's trying to kill me. I'm safe for the moment, so try not to worry. The kidnapper warned me, told me not to contact my family or the police. Please keep this email a secret. But didn't Hitomi give the kidnapper the ransom? Osawa said. What could anyone want with her now? Tanaka shook his head, uncertain. He wouldn't know any better than I would, I suppose. Do the police know about this? And if so, why haven't they said anything? He felt himself start to tremble as he searched for answers in Tanaka's silent gaze. Do you think this could be related to that other thing? I doubt if it were. Why would they go after Hitomi? I suppose you're right, but Osawa was shaking outright now. Tanaka laid a hand on his shoulder. First, just calm down. Let's think about what we know about the kidnapper. His composure helped Osawa keep himself under control. They've taken Maria, the vice director continued quietly, along with a ransom of 50 million yen. And now, they're after Hitomi. His gaze sharpened. Sir, do you think this could be someone who holds a personal grudge against you? A grudge? Osawa considered. He couldn't think of anyone who would have a reason to attack him. He'd been too caught up in virus research since his time at school to have formed any hostile rivalries. He didn't have any enemies that he knew of. Maybe someone's jealous that I became head of a laboratory? He suggested doubtfully. He had held this position for years at this point. Why would that spur someone into kidnapping his daughter now? Has anything happened recently? Tanaka asked. Anything strange since you got back from overseas? Since I got back? Osawa's heart skipped a beat, then it started pumping faster. First thing that comes to mind was the solicitation he'd gotten from the American laboratory. If he accepted the offer, it would put Oshi Pharmaceutical in quite a bind, possibly enough to warrant someone holding a grudge over it. But the only other person he knew about the potential transfer right now was his wife, Ai. No, Osawa said. Nothing. Not that I can think of. He couldn't bring himself to discuss the transfer with Tanaka. He felt a surge of guilt over contemplating leaving his trusted assistant behind. If he did make the move to America, he planned to recommend that Tanaka replace him as department director. Still, he didn't expect that to make up for his abandonment. All right, see what information I can find then, Tanaka said. The kidnapper had forbidden any contact with either family or the police, but Tanaka was outside of that circle, and he knew how to handle himself with discretion. I'm sorry to have to put this on you, Osawa said. And thank you. For now, let's see if we can get Hitomi to exchange some more emails. An uncomfortable thought suddenly occurred to Osawa. He blurted it out without thinking. Why do you have my daughter's contact info on your phone? Tanaka gave him a worried look. Sir, I promise I can explain once all of this is over. And with that, he stepped out of the bathroom. Something in the tone of his final words left Osawa to wonder. Could it be that Tanaka and Hitomi were dating? He hoped dearly for that not to be the case. Their age difference alone made the idea a disturbing one, let alone so many other considerations. Mamoru Tanaka is 40 years old. Hitomi is 19. This makes him just over twice her age. This does not necessarily mean, however, that they could not date or fall in love with each other, or fall for each other. Many couples with such an age difference between them wind up in a happy, committed relationship. Trying to put aside his paranoia, Osawa resumed to struggle with the clog in the toilet. Most toilet clogs are caused by a buildup of flushable paper products or by solid objects inadvertently dropped into the toilet bowl. But shockingly enough, on very rare occasions, they can be caused by someone taking a dump that happens to be that big that it gets stuck in the pipe. Apologies to anyone who might be eating right now. Oh goodness. Kajiwara reappeared, still toting the bucket. You seem to be having a lot of trouble there, sir. He made it sound like the whole mess was Osawa's fault. Of course I am. I've never had to do this before. Really? I think the research you do would be a lot more difficult than this. Fixing the toilet gives me far more trouble, I'd say. So it would seem. Kajiwara stood watching as if Osawa's efforts made an interesting show. I don't know the first thing about the viruses, sir, but I don't find unclogging toilets to be that difficult. Oh yeah? Osawa snapped. Then how about you fix the damn thing? Kajiwara really was a world-class pro at pissing people off. Are you sure you don't mind? The text asked. Be my goddamn guest. Osawa shoved the plunger into Kajiwara's hand. Leaving the detective to handle the toilet, Osawa marched back to his study. He turned on the CD player and lay back on the sofa, squeezing his eyes shut. He was seriously on edge. Kajiwara had totally broken his stride. What now? The door to his study slid open slowly. It's Detective Kajiwara, sir. Please don't come in here without asking. My apologies, Mr. Osawa. Just want to inform you that the toilet has been fixed. Right. Fine. Osawa hardly cared. He just wanted this guy to give him a little peace. Oh my. Is that really all you have to say, sir? Nary a compliment or encouraging word? Maybe a good job, Kajiwara, or you're getting a promotion, detective? Osawa blew out his breath in exasperation. How are you a detective? I'm not sure I get your meaning, sir. You are completely clueless. I'd like to ask your superiors to replace you with a detective who knows how to take their job seriously. Mr. Osawa, with all due respect, it's unusual for a precinct detective like me to be stationed here at a victim's house. What's your point? Not to brag, sir, but I happen to be an exceptional detective. Kajiwara beamed with pride. In fact, I made an excellent showing in the Superstar Detective contest we had at our police social media service. An online platform whose primary feature is allowing people to connect with one another. The police-exclusive social media network that Kajiwara belongs to, Poxy, is very strictly regulated, with any abusive language, slander, sexual content, or lame jokes deleted almost immediately. For a moment, Osawa thought the bolt of incredulous anger that shot through him was the onset of a stroke. How could a single person be so utterly infuriating? And you can't tell anyone about this, Kajiwara went on obliviously. But this summer, a new detective manga is starting up based on me. Planned for serialization in the MPD's monthly PR magazine, the first chapter have already been decided. Chapter 1, The Fabled Detective Kaji. Chapter 2, Kaji Howls at the Sun. Chapter 3, Kaji Rides the Rails. Chapter 4, Kaji at Daybreak. Chapter 5, Detective Kajak. Detective 6, Kaji, Queen of the Street. Chapter 7, Lookout Kaji. Chapter 8, Kaji on the Edge. Chapter 9, Dance Kaji Dance. Chapter 10, Space Detective Kaji. So on and so forth. Osawa spat out a peal of feigned laughter. Oh, manga? I can tell you all about the plot, sir. Would you like to hear about it? I would not. It's about a telecommuting detective who solves major crimes using just his wits and his computer. Surely you'd like to hear about that, sir. I really wouldn't. I know I may not look it, but I'm pretty handy with computers. Kajiwara's eyes drifted over to Osawa's desktop. His hand darted to the mouse, and in a matter of moments, he cleared the screensaver and booted up a web browser. Hey! Osawa barked. Oh, whoops. I think I'm blowing up. Don't touch that! But he was too late to stop the detective. The monitor showed the page for Aya.net, a fan page devoted to Aya Kamiki. Osawa's imminent rage stroke was beginning to make his vision grow fuzzy. You come to the site regularly? Well, I'm not sure Osawa trailed off, giving the heat of a blush flare on his cheeks. There's a lot of stuff on the site. Is there a section you primarily spend time on? Well, I mean, for my part, I really only go on the fan forums for folks 40 and over. Aha! With a twinkle of curiosity in his eyes, Kajiwara appeared at the computer screen. Having his privacy invaded to this degree was the ultimate disgrace. All right, Osawa huffed. You're an amazing detective, Kajiwara. Just incredible. I see you in a new light now. Now would you please? Now would you please get the hell out of my room? He tried to usher Kajiwara back out the door. All right, sir, the detective said. All right, I understand. I'll leave. But before that... Kajiwara slipped his hand into his pocket. I don't need a damn banana! It's not that, Mr. Osawa. I have something that I think may be important to you. He had a small plastic bag. Inside was a scrap of paper of some sort. What's that? Osawa asked. This is what was clogging the toilet, sir. With some hesitation, Osawa took hold of the bag. Huh, that's... The passenger name here is listed as Kenji Osawa. And the plastic bag was a plane ticket, specifically one for his upcoming flight to the US the following week. He'd left it out on his desk. How had it wound up getting flushed down the toilet? This looks like it's pretty important, sir, Kajiwara said. I must say, it was pretty careless of you to accidentally flush it. A wry sort of smile came to his face. Although, the detective added, I suppose the question of who flushed it is another matter entirely. Osawa was at a loss for words. Someone had tried to flush his plane ticket on purpose. He was sure of it. He knocked on the door to Ai's room, but there was no response. It didn't look like she'd gotten back home yet. Osawa let himself in. The stinging scent of her perfume pervaded the room, which was decorated all in white. Clothes were strewn all about, as if it to put her Sullivanliness on display. She'd been like this ever since they'd gotten married, and Osawa had long since stopped caring. It must have been I who tried to flush the ticket. He knew she didn't want him going to America, but still, couldn't she have found a better way to get rid of it? Thanks to her, he'd been stuck hunched over the damn toilet fighting with a plunger. Osawa sat down on the bed amidst the brand-name clothing. Then he spotted something odd down by his feet. It was a gold cigarette lighter. Just when I picked up smoking. Osawa picked up the lighter and set it on the shelf next to the bed. He stared out the room, but stopped as he noticed a scrapbook on the bookshelf. The rest of the shelf was filled with fashion magazines, so the scrapbook definitely drew his eye. Curious, he took it down and opened it. The book was filled with articles and write-ups about the results of Osawa's research and the company's various achievements. Flipping through the pages took him on a trip down memory lane. There was even an old company memo welcoming Tanaka on board as his new vice director. There was a photo of Osawa shaking Tanaka's hand at the party celebrating his new position. It was a little particular to think she had bothered to keep something so trivial. A series of magazine articles was nestled between the pages further into the book. These hadn't been clipped out for inclusion in the scrapbook itself. Osawa glanced through them. Floundering Okoshi Pharmaceutical arranges marriage of political convenience. It was a self-indulgent piece from some rag called 4-Star General Gossip from right after he and I had gotten married. When the piece had first run, he'd been too furious to read it. Now he gave it a quick look over. It was pretty much exactly what he'd expected. Talked about how much one of the corporate directors had sacrificed his own daughter in order to keep one of his researchers on board. Allowing someone else to come to harm for one's personal gain. In this case, the term is used figuratively, not literally. Referring, of course, to Makino offering Osawa Ai's hand in marriage. Rumor abound of marital strife between newlyweds. The article went on to talk about how Ai had been dating another man before she and Osawa had gotten married. The whole thing was a bunch of puerile rubbish. Any marriage involves some kind of calculated self-interest after all. Whatever the reason for their union, nothing changed the fact that Ai was now his wife. With a faint sigh, Osawa put the scrapbook back on the shelf. Feeling disconsolate, he returned to his study and began flipping through his CD rack. His eyes scanned for the Aya Kamaki album For Tomorrow, Forevermore. A lot of her more experimental numbers were on that album. Given how discombobulated he felt right now, this was what he needed to hear. Again, Osawa reflected on how there had been a time when he didn't care about music at all. He'd simply purchased copies of the most popular CD of the moment as birthday presents for his two girls. And that just happened to be an album by Aya Kamiki. Hitomi was thrilled by the gift, but Maria hadn't seemed terribly fond of it. The next day, she tossed her copy back on her father's desk. Figuring that throwing it away would be a waste, Osawa had stuck the CD into his computer to give it a listen. He was immediately bombarded by an intense beat bolstered by bold, uplifting vocals. Aya Kamiki wrote her own lyrics, which did a fine job of conveying the emotions of a teenage girl. Osawa could barely believe it. After listening to just one track, he was well and truly hooked. Before the day was out, he had purchased her entire discography. Huh, he muttered. For Tomorrow should have been in the CD rack, but there was no sign of it. Where the heck is it? Why isn't it here? For a moment he wondered if he was going crazy, and then he remembered. It was at the lab. He'd wanted something to listen to on break at work, then he'd brought the album there. Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! And not being able to listen to it made him want to hear it all the more. It wasn't like he could just go out and buy another copy right now either. He'd just have to borrow the copy he'd given to Hitomi all those years ago. Unable to contain his need to hear that music, he went into Hitomi's room. There he quickly rummaged through the CD rack beside his daughter's bed. Part of him felt like he was being a little sneak thief. According to the email Tanaka had shown him, someone was trying to kill Hitomi. Under the circumstances, he knew that what he was doing was ridiculous, and yet he still couldn't resist the impulse to find the CD. But his efforts were to no avail. There were no Aya Kamiki CDs in the rack at all. Osawa pulled out every CD on the rack, but they were all classical music. He slumped back in disappointment. It had to be somewhere in the room. Osawa jumped at the sound of his cell and fumbled to get it out of his pocket. Makino's name was displayed on the LCD screen. I'm out front. That was all Makino said before hanging up. Hurriedly, Osawa began typing at the CD rack. As he worked, he thought about what he was going to say to Makino. To think that someone had violated corporate policy to such unethical ends sullied his research. Osawa wasn't about to let anyone get away with it. And yet, as he was about to leave Hitomi's room, a sudden uncertainty gripped him. He hesitated. Did he have any right to condemn Makino for running trials in secret? His hand began to sweat as it gripped the doorknob. No, he didn't. How could he? His hands were dirty in all this, too. We need to keep this a secret, just between us. It'll be fine. We've already cleared animal testing. The memories hovered. Osawa himself had already administered the antiviral to someone, hadn't he? It was the only way. Muttering to nobody in particular, Osawa trudged toward the front door of the house. To be continued. Did he use it on his own wife? How far back does the clinical trials go again? He could have used it on one of his daughters. That might even be one of the big things about this game, the fact that one of his daughters is infected. But I'm not sure. I won't know. Alright. Oh, no, wait. I was just like, where's the red text? Because it's inside the blue text. I forgot about that. Ground his teeth. Minoru Kawa. Teeth out. Right. What did that come to me? Norikawa took a look at his wristwatch and gritted his teeth. By the way, what sort of impression do you have from this wristwatch? Just respond with whatever habits come to mind. I look at this. Wait a minute, are the numbers sewn in? My immediate thought is that he's a pretentious fuck. And I'm correct, and I kind of love him for that. Damn, is it that late already? He needed to head for the sales demo. The surveillance camera article wasn't done, but he'd just have to leave it to where it was for now. As he was slipping his laptop back into his bag, his cell phone rang. He looked at the screen and saw Chiaki's name listed as an incoming caller. Was she done with her interviews? Hurriedly, he picked up. Chiaki, how's it going? Several wet sniffles came through the receiver. Hey, are you crying? It's no use. Chiaki's voice was indeed punctuated by sobs. People won't stop to talk no matter how hard I try. Oh, come on. This again, really? I can't do it. Don't worry about paying me. Just let me go home. Norikawa was already operating on a too tight schedule. Didn't have time to worry about Chiaki on top of it all. Look, just slow down and take a breath. Try to keep at it a little longer. Should have seen this coming when he first called her. Her shyness was practically pathological. But if he cut her loose now, all this frustration would be for nothing. But I can't do it, Chiaki whined again. I'm sorry, I really am. Look, just calm down. Norikawa was practically screaming into his phone. Just stay where you are until I get there, okay? Got that? Whatever you do, just don't move. Leaving the money for his coffee on the table, he strode out of the cafe. Street interviewers were tougher than they looked. Not many random passerbyers were willing to stop and do a back and forth. Still, being able to talk to people on the street was a fundamental skill for a freelance reporter. All Norikawa wanted for Chiaki was to put in a little effort and make it happen. Although he found her personality frustrating, he actually quite liked her writing. Reading her words, you'd never guess what she was like in person. If she could just break the right story, he was sure readers would be quite taken with her. There was no time like the present. The plaza outside Shibuya Station was as crowded as ever. Norikawa looked around and soon spotted Chiaki. Hey, what are you doing? He asked. She was hunkered down in front of the statue of Hachiko, squatting in an odd position. A group of kindergartners was gathered nearby, peering at her with sadness in their eyes, like she was a stray dog or something. A pair of girls from Midoriyama Academy's kindergarten They always hang out around the train station after school. They're quite fond of killing time inside the Tokyo 5000 series display car, the new landmark by the Hachiko entrance. The beat cop at the station's patrol box has nicknamed them the Kindergartners. What's this all about? Norikawa asked. This is how I end up when I lose all my self-confidence. I just want to hide. Ah, for crying out loud. Get up, will ya? I don't wanna. Stop crying. Chiaki sniffled and wiped at her eyes. Let me ask you this, Norikawa stared down at her. What was it that made you want to be a freelance writer? Well, I guess because I wanted to try my hand at writing. A dangling little bit of mucus bobbed in and out of Chiaki's left nostril as she spoke. Okay, Norikawa followed. And why is that? Well, I'm too embarrassed to say. Chiaki hid her face in her hands. Okay, never mind that then. Right now you have a task that's been handed to you. You can't just say you can't do it. Norikawa tried to keep his tone calm. No magazine in the world is going to let a novice writer just write about whatever they want. You have to prove yourself first. Get your fundamentals down. I already know all that. Norikawa took the notebook from Chiaki's hands. Hey, she squeaked. Wait! Oh, wait. You've only talked to one person so far? There sure wasn't going to be a story in that. Yeah. Well, not a person, exactly. Wait, what's this here? A cat? No, I mean, yes, there was a person in a cat costume. I thought since I couldn't see their face, it'd be easier to ask them stuff. Fine. Fine, whatever. Now get back out there and give me some more. Norikawa steered Chiaki toward the passing crowd. What now? What, now? Yes, now. We've got no time to waste. I'll even stand by and watch for a minute. Now enough with the excuses and get out there. Norikawa looked on as Chiaki wandered through the crowd. Her anxious demeanor seemed to repel everyone around her. On the rare chance she did manage to flag someone down, the way she stammered through her initial questions made them take right off again. After a minute or two, she shuffled her way back, shoulders slumped. See? It's hopeless. Okay, some advice. First off, you aren't approaching the right people. Some people are clearly in a rush, you know? You're not going to have much luck trying to flag down a businessman who's visibly in a hurry. Now, folks who are waiting on someone, couples, groups, they're going to be less on their guard. But I mean, if I do manage to nab someone, how do I keep the conversation going? Chiaki asked. That was indeed the tricky part. Whenever I get an answer I'm not expecting, I get all flustered. Chiaki, have you ever played tennis? Tennis? Well, yeah, I was in my school's tennis club. She struck Minorikawa as being more the manga club type, but that was neither here nor there. Okay, that'll make this simpler. What's more fun, rallying with an opponent or hitting the ball off a wall? Rallying with someone else, of course. Norikawa gave a hearty nod. And why is that? Because when you hit the ball off a wall, you already know where it's going to come back to. Revelation dawned on Chiaki's face. Oh. It's the same with interviews, Minorikawa said. Don't get flustered. Enjoy the rally. But I don't think I'm composed enough to enjoy it. Don't overthink things. Just let yourself enjoy the small talk. Small talk? Oh, I'm sure I'm not any good at that. She was starting to waffle again. Okay, let me ask you this, Minorikawa said, taking a step closer. Are you happy with your life right now? I'm not happy with my life right now, no, Chiaki muttered. She hung her head in dismay. Okay, so start with that, Norikawa said. Huh? Chiaki blinked a few times as she lifted her head back up. I'm not happy with my life right now. What about you? Like that? Oh, okay. A sliver of liveliness had crept back into Chiaki's voice. Norikawa jabbed his fingers right in her face. Right there, he said. Put on that face when you flag people down. Chiaki's smile widened. Now give it a shot. Thank you so much. Sure thing. Good luck. Chucky strode enthusiastically into the crowd and tried to flag down a Westerner who was walking hurriedly past. Did she even listen to a word I said? Norikawa felt his short-lived triumph melt away. I'm just going to have to teach her everything again from scratch. And he paused in surprise. Hold on. Okay, good. Whoa. Jackie had snatched the man by the arm in an attempt to get him to stop. To Minorikawa's amazement, the gambit worked. Before long, it looked like the two were engaging in some kind of animated conversation. Maybe she would get an interview out of this after all. Heck, the look on her face was actually somewhat confident. Sometimes people could surprise you once you got past their surfacing issues. Now Minorikawa could head to the Burning Hammer sales demo with a little more peace of mind. Speaking of which... Crap, what time is it? In a panic, Norikawa checked his wristwatch. Think about this wristwatch. That will tell you how you think of it. That will tell you how you think about the opposite sex and whatnot. What? What? Think about this wristwatch. That will tell you how you think about the opposite sex and whatnot. What? Fucking women are pretentious. I'm gay now. Fuck Christ. Alright. The demo was set to start in less than 5 minutes. Uh-oh. He really was cutting it close. Norikawa sprinted through the intersection, heading for Center Gai. End to be continued. There we go. Alright. So now I'm gonna jump. Alright. I went with Tama first, and now we're near the end, and I'm going back to Tama finally. What should I do? Where could the truck that took the Burning Hammer possibly have gone? I'm standing there, racking my brain when I hear a voice call out from behind me. Excuse me? Hey! Are you, happy with your life right now? I turned to see a woman holding a notebook. Huh? I mean, sorry. Do you mind if I ask you a couple questions? I do not have the time for this right now. I'm more than a little busy. Oh, no. I mean, I understand if you can't. She's giving me this hyper-intensive stare, and I can't tell if she's trying to be intimidating or if she's actually afraid of me. Something about her is definitely off, way too jittery and suspicious for my liking. Whatever she wants, I'd rather not get involved. I'm actually pretty busy, I say. Oh, I mean, just real quick? It'd be a huge help. Please? But, please? I really... Please! She bows so many times she looks like one of those drinking birds. A toy boat that functions by means of simple heat engine mechanism, causing it to continually dip its head into liquid and then rise back up. Sometimes falsely claimed to be a type of perpetual motion device, once a common sight in offices in Philadelphia. I can't help but I feel bad for this poor girl. I guess I can give her just a few moments of my time. Bitch! Kinda creeping me out. I decide to ignore her and move along. She refuses to back down, however. Hey, wait, please! Please! She's begging outright. She's got tears in her eyes. I really am super busy. Just one! Please, can you answer just one question? People are shooting us some weird looks as they walk by. Maybe it would be simpler to just answer her question, and then I'll get out of here as quick as I can. Alright, go ahead, I say. Oh, right. So, are you, happy with your life right now? Well, right now, as you can see, I am a cat. Oh, a cat. Yes, I see, a cat. So, yeah, I'll put down cat. She just writes the word cat in her notepad. Okay, thank you so much. Uh, sure, I murmur. Later. I head off in search of the burning hammer once more. No matter where I wander, though, I don't spot the truck anywhere. Now there's only 15 minutes before the demo's supposed to start. I better make my way back to the venue. Maybe Chiri had better luck in her search. Back at the break room, I'm met by Mr. Nagashita. Yanagashita, who positively radiates despair. No! That scared me! Felt like those stupid fucking horror comics online. Where you would scroll far enough and then it would take control of the scroll bar and just move really fast. Fuck you. I hate you now. Did you find it? I'm sorry. I tried. Yanagashita's shoulders slumped further at my response. Have you heard from Chiri? I asked. No, nothing yet. I guess she's our last hope. All of a sudden, Mr. Yanagashita holds up a pendant. The situation's rough. I'd like you to wear this. It's a miracle stone, like the one I saw back in the storeroom. Oh wait, it's a miracle stone, like the one I saw back in the storeroom earlier. This ought to kick up your luck a notch. Now I see that Yanagashita is wearing another miracle stone around his own neck, using one bit of sham merchandise to help find another. Nice. This is the pinnacle of pitiful. That's what this is. Hurry up, put it on! Before the luck runs out! Mr. Yanagashita's eyes are all bloodshot. Something tells me that refusing his request wouldn't be wise right now. After a moment's hesitation, I take hold of the pendant. The stone is blue and glittery. Is that Chiri? Is that Chiri? Mr. Yanagashita squeaks. He whips out his phone. Ah, no, sorry, he mutters after listening for a moment. I think you have the wrong number. Guess it was Chiri after all. Okay. And yet he stays on the line. Huh? Really? His tone suddenly goes in a complete 180. Yes, please, thank you so much. As soon as he hangs up, Yanagashita strikes a victory pose. It's a miracle! Burning Hammer is back, baby! The recycling guy realizes he's mixed up and is returning the boxes to the loading dock. Whoa, for real? You girls did great! Thank you, from the bottom of my heart. I've never seen someone come so close to literally jumping for joy. I'm going to go prep the demo room. Tama, you go bring the burning hammer inside. With that, Mr. Yanagashita practically flies out of the room. No way, I murmured to myself. This thing didn't actually work, did it? I examined the miracle stone more closely. It looks just like some kind of toy jewelry. I wish that I actually get paid my 20,000 yen. Hey, it's worth a shot. With the miracle stone still clutched in my hand, I hurry out to the loading dock. I brace myself before actually stepping out the door. It's here! Or it's there! It's really there! Cardboard boxes are scattered all about outside. Wait, scattered all about? What happened to them? I suddenly have a very bad feeling about this. Apprehension gnaws at me as I open up one of the boxes. No! I shriek as my vision dims. The box is full of bottles of burning hammer. All of them smashed to pieces. To be continued. Oh, fuck. Alright, I'm still stuck with this bad end. Kano was taken out the case. If the father-daughter duo hadn't shown up, this wouldn't have happened. There's certain someone needs to give the two some better advice, and a certain other someone needs to meet up with them outside his or her house. Both of these are key to changing poor Kano's fate. No, that's back at 12. Oh, wait! I missed this jump. No, wait, no I didn't. Never mind. Where the fuck? A bloodied young man. We're in the middle of a job probably called Juvenile Affairs. Part of Communal Safety Section, which handles crimes pertaining to public decency, finances, pollution, and so on, Juvenile Affairs deals with misconduct and criminal activity involving minors. Since many SOS members are underage, the Shibuya Precinct's Juvenile Affairs Division has been ramping up its efforts to deal with the gang, although one detective in particular has been using this as an excuse to go on patrol at arcades, ignoring his duty in order to fuel his video game addiction. Kano took out his cell phone so he could call the precinct, but Sotayama stopped him and showed the two youngsters his badge. Ugh, crap, you a cop? Still bad. Buying time. Tommy's reservations. Screwing around. Persistent pursuit. I don't know. How do I get that last bit? Yeah, surely that couldn't have done it, yeah. A voice by the station. Okay, this is beforehand. Alright, you know what? I doubt this will work, but still, let's try it anyway. Give her a few moments of my time. Alright, please make it quick. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. She goes back into drinking bird mode. So, what was the question? Oh, right, so, are you, happy with your life right now? Well, right now, as you can see, I am a cat. Okay, I didn't. Oh, shit! What? Oh, a cat. Yes, I see, a cat. So, yeah, I'll put down cat. She just writes the word cat on her notepad. Right, thank you. Huh? Are we finished already? Yes, we can finish right here. She hangs her head a little and looks away. Well, that sure was quick. I'm not sure I get what that was all about. Did I really give her enough to be useful? I doubt it, but hey, at least it was over fast. I head off in search of the burning camera once more. I don't spot the truck anywhere. Only 15 minutes before the demo's supposed to start, I better make my way back to the venue. Maybe Cheery had better luck in her search. No. Okay, this just goes back to continue. Okay. See, fucking... Like, what could changing my answer here possibly do? Please leave me alone. Something I wanted to give you. Reached into his pocket. I don't need a damn banana. Oh! Osawa fled the room. He needed to be alone, if only for a few moments. But even if he could somehow shake Kajiwara, the other detectives had eyes all over the house. He had reached the limits of his patience. He couldn't even think straight anymore. He headed for the back door, trying to avoid the police. Opening the door quietly, he slipped across the yard and out through the back fence. He didn't want to venture too far from the house. He found a tiny alley and took cover there, thankfully for a few moments to himself at last. While there, he caught sight of a man and a young girl, a father and his daughter, running past on the main road. It looked as if they were running from something. The man glanced anxiously back over his shoulder, dragging his daughter by the hand. Osawa watched absently as the pair rounded a corner and disappeared from sight. Not long after, a pair of thuggish-looking men came running around the corner in the same direction. "You there!" one of them called out. "You see a guy and his daughter around here?" Teruo Toyama and his daughter Hana. They've come to Shoto while running from loan sharks. Just moments ago, Toyama was talking on the phone with Minorikawa. They should have come by this way. There was a hint of menace in his voice. Osawa feigned ignorance. "Don't think so, no." "Come on, Yutaro, let's go," said the older man. "Aye," replied the other. The two dashed off in the direction the father and daughter had gone. Osawa took dashed off in the direction He managed to calm down slightly, but the worry gnawing away inside him still lingered. He got back to his study. "Yes, sir. I was told to keep my eye on you, after all." "Believe me, it shows. Mr. Osawa, if you're going to go inside, I appreciate if you just let me know first." "What?" Kajiwara realized he'd snuck out of the house, but more importantly, reached into his suit pocket. "I've been meaning to give this to you." He held a small plastic bag. Inside was scrap paper of some sort. "What's this?" "Just clogged in the toilet, sir." That's Kenji Osawa. Plane ticket for the U.S. Pretty careless to accidentally flush it. Although, the detective added, I suppose the question of who flushed it is another matter entirely. So I was at a loss for words. Someone had tried to flush his plane ticket on purpose. I'm sure of it. Are we good now? Yeah, like, don't make me do the entire thing again. Still bad end, but I have a jump point now. Someone picked up. Where are you right now? on the run somewhere near Shoto. Shoto? That's why I came running from it. Okay. Oh shit, that changes that path. Okay. Okay. So look through the back fence. Want to venture too far from the house. He found a tiny alley. A young girl and a father running past on the main road. It looks like they were running from something. The man flashed a look behind his shoulder, then took his daughter by the hand and pulled her off the road. They crouched behind some bushes, hiding. As he looked around, wild-eyed, he spotted Osawa watching him from the alleyway. "Help!" the man called out. "Help me! Please! If these guys catch me, Oh!" The father's eyes went wide as he got a look at Osawa's face. You're... Huh? Osawa thought he recognized his fugitive, too, though he couldn't remember where from. "There's some real nasty guys after us," the man said. "I know I have no right to ask you this, but please, at least help me keep my daughter safe." "Probably you should go to the police if... No! They won't be able to help me with this. Please, I'm begging you. Help me! I'm sorry, but... Please, if not me, then at least help my daughter," the man pleaded. Osawa looked down at the girl. Unlike her father, she was calm and reserved. She reminded him of Maria just a little. Osawa decided to hurry and call the police. His first thought was to lure one of the detectives in his home, but now was no time to interfere with their investigation. "Look, I'm calling the police," he said. He took his cell phone from his pocket. "No, don't, please! I just need somewhere safe right now. I'm not sure what else I could possibly do." "Well, nothing, I guess. Never mind. I understand." The man bowed quickly to Osawa and then grabbed his daughter by the hand and ran off. And then the same shit happens. Osawa couldn't just stand idly by. He decided to help them evade their pursuers. "Alright, follow me." "Oh, thank you. Thank you so much." He led the two back to his house and into the storage shed out back. "You can lay low in here for a while if you like," he said. The shed was fairly large. There was plenty of space for the man and his daughter. "I'm so sorry," the man said. "I'm not sure how I could possibly thank you." "Don't worry." Osawa closed the shed door and headed back to take a look around. Two thuggish-looking men came running up to him. No doubt these men father and daughter were running from. "You there!" "I should have come by this way." There was a hint of menace in his voice. The man and his daughter. Yes, I think I saw them run through here." "Which way'd they go?" "That way." "Sweet, we almost got them." The pair sped away. Osawa waited until they were fully out of sight, then he called out to the shed. "Alright, they're gone." The door stayed closed, however. "I'm really sorry," the man called back from inside. "Those guys might come back this way. Is it okay if we hide out here a little while longer?" He sounded desperate. Pitiful, really. "Sure, go ahead," Osawa said. With that, he headed back inside. Evidently, he just wasn't going to get any time alone today, no matter where he went. Ah! And same shit, but now, finally, time to see how Kano's Pincer attack works out. Two detectives took up position in the opposite sides of the plaza. Kano called up to Sasayama on his cell phone. "You ready?" he asked. "Just give the word." There were only two non-Japanese people in the nearby crowd. Both were eyeing their surroundings anxiously. Kano was certain the handoff was about to take place. And sure enough, the second man approached the one holding the Achi case. After exchanging a scant handful of words, he took the case and walked off. "Sasayama?" Behind the guy with the case. "Got it." Sasayama broke into a run, chasing after the man who had taken the ransom. Kano hung up his phone and rushed to close the distance with the other man. "You there! Stop where you are!" The suspect turned and Kano recognized his face. He was indeed a member of the foreign crime syndicate that operated in Shibuya. "Is the hostage safe?" Kano demanded. The man's only response was an unsettling grin. "Answer me!" But though he repeated the question, the man remained silent. Kano took out a pair of handcuffs. Kano took out his phone to check in with Sasayama. "Got the suspect in custody," he said. "How's your end?" Sasayama hesitated. He got away from me." "What about the Achi case?" "I'm sorry, but he's still gotta be around here somewhere. Gonna look around some more." Sasayama hung up and Kano slipped his phone back in his pocket. As he did, the man pulled a knife from his breast pocket and swung it right at Kano's face. Kano managed to jerk away in time, but his momentum carried him far backwards and he sprawled out onto the pavement. "Damn!" The suspect was already making a run for it. Suddenly, a large car of foreign making skidded to a halt, blocking off the man's escape route. A tall Caucasian man jumped out. He wore sunglasses and a crisp suit. Now cornered, the fleeing suspect brandished a knife. "Be careful!" But Kano didn't even have time to finish shouting his warning. There was a metallic fling, and the knife went flying through the air. The man's glasses had snapped his right foot up, sending the weapon flying. As the detective's jaw dropped in astonishment, the newcomer proceeded to elbow him right in the face. The blow connected, and the suspect went down hard. "Ah! Ow!" The fallen man turned his head to look at Kano. His mouth moved as if he was attempting to say something. He never got it out. The man in the sunglasses kicked him in the face. With a groan, the perp slumped down, unconscious. "Hey!" Kano snapped. "What the hell are you doing?" He stormed over to the man with the sunglasses. "Yo, fucking Mr. Smith?" The man nonchalantly dusted off his suit. "You were ordered to watch and see where these guys went, right?" He spoke in fluent Japanese. Imagine that you are a Japanese person who has never been in a situation where you suddenly had to speak to a foreigner. You haven't used English in ages. Your attention grows. You think back to English class in school, but nothing you remember is helpful. You muster up the courage to choke out and stammer, Do you? The foreigner responds fluently in your own language. "Nihongo de daijoubu desu." It's alright, I speak English. Japanese. "Nihongo de daijoubu desu." What happened to that Japanese sense of honor I've heard so much about? Who are you? "I'm with the U.S. Embassy's Regional Security Office," the man replied. An embassy is where ambassadors from a foreign country lodge and conduct many of their official diplomatic business. Under international law, ambassadors are guaranteed diplomatic immunity, and the embassy grounds are considered territory of the home nation. The U.S. Embassy's Regional Security Office is responsible for the security of American diplomatic facilities and personnel and provides American citizens in Japan with information on public order. It is located in Akasaka in the Minato ward of the Tokyo metropolis. He presented Kano with his ID. Jack Stanley. His title was listed as Security Assistance Officer. Kano glanced at the car he'd shown up in. The license plate was blue with white lettering. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs. But the ministry wouldn't just let some diplomat to intervene in a police investigation. "What's your name, detective?" Stanley asked. "Kano, from the Shibuya district." "Alright, Kano. I'm going to need you to follow my instructions for the next while." "Why is that?" Instead of answering, Stanley took out his cell phone and made a quick call. After a few moments, he held the phone out for Kano. Here, permission from your boss, he said. What? Kano squawked. He took the phone gingerly, bracing himself. Kano speaking. You imbecile! What the hell are you thinking? It was Kuze, and was he furious? Understandably so, really. Kano had disobeyed a direct order, and for what? All he'd accomplished was losing track of the Achi case. I'm sorry, sir. You really think sorry is going to cut it? You're off the force, Kano. Kano slumped, defeated. He had no reply. He knew he deserved whatever punishment he got. Still, orders from up top didn't trump the hostage's safety. If he could have gone back and done it all again, I'm sure he'd make the same call. Maybe that meant he wasn't detective material. But so be it. That's what I want to tell you, Kuze continued. But for now, I need you to follow the instructions of the guy there, Stanley. Do whatever he tells you. Sir? Connor hadn't seen that one coming. He disobeyed orders. That was undeniable. And yes, he knew he deserved a reprimand. But being ordered to tag along with some stranger who just turned up out of the blue? What the heck? May I ask why the U.S. Embassy is involved with this? No more questions, Kano. Step in line. Please, just hold up. Sir, I have no idea what's going on here. Kuze let out an exasperated sigh. That makes two of us, kid. And with that, the director hung up. It sounded like even Kuze didn't have the whole story here. Which means that orders were coming from someplace higher. A foreign syndicate moving the ransom around the U.S. Embassy? Whatever was going on, it was more than just a local kidnapping case, and Kano was deep in the middle of it. He handed the phone back to Stanley. A few moments later, two detectives from the NPD arrived on scene. Stanley handed over the fallen criminal to them. You're chasing a bum lead, you know, Stanley said as he watched them carry the man away. What do you mean? Kano asked. I mean, this kidnapping isn't about the money. My priority is girl's safety. Right now, your priority is doing what I tell you to do. Kano gave him a scowl, but Stanley ignored it. That guy we just, arrested, he asked. He tell you anything? No, nothing, Kano said. Really? All traces of emotion drained from Stanley's eyes. His gaze pierced Kano like icy daggers. It held a glimmer of something dangerous. Something Kano had seen plenty of times since he joined the force. He wasn't looking into the eyes of some diplomatic liaison. No. This was a man who knew how to kill, who'd killed people before. With some effort, Kano managed to regather his sense of professionalism. He didn't tell me anything, he repeated. I just know that he's a member of some foreign crime syndicate that works out of Shibuya. I probably know some of the hangouts. Show me, Stanley said, cool as an automaton. We'll take my car. Kano whipped away some of the sweat that had beaded on his brow as they headed for the vehicle. He was just sliding into the passenger seat when Kuze ready to get over the wireless. Okie dokie, folks, listen up. The childish tone was back in his voice, full force. Kano stiffened on reflex. He knew what that meant. So, Itomi Osawa has gone missing? What? Kano didn't believe his ears. Wasn't Tateno supposed to be protecting her right now? Also, Detective Tateno hasn't radioed in. And, we can't reach him from our end either. No way, Kano blurted out. It can't be. So yeah, Kuze continued. He might have gotten caught up in this incident too. He might have gotten caught up in this incident too. It wasn't like a detective of Tateno's stature to go incommunicado during an investigation. It could only mean that something had happened to him. Something major. To be continued. I would do anything, whatever it took. That was sarcasm, wasn't it? Time's up. I'll pay you double what they're worth. Any evidence has been covered up. The 1 o'clock block. Who can you trust? I have no idea. Kano skips ahead a decent bit. Item 3. Item 2, street interviews. Item 1, endo electronics. Okay. I see. Weird. Also, pretty sure I'm missing some endings. So let's just drop in somewhere so that I can view the endings that I'm missing. Fuck off. Why do you show this to me every time? Okay, so 17, 18, 19. Oh, I'm missing one. I'm missing 20, 21, 22, 23. And I'm missing another, possibly? I don't know. Okay. I'm probably missing one from Tama and one from Osawa. So... Okay, hang on. So... This... Yeah. Okay, so I threw them at him, and I got continued. If I were to use the forklift instead, would that give me something different for Tama? Hop into the forklift. This ends now! Tama? Tama! Hey, let's head back for now. No matter where I wandered, though, I don't spot the truck anywhere. Now there's only 15 minutes before the demo's supposed to start. I better make my way back to the venue. Maybe Cheery had gotten a better look in her search. No. Why is that so fucking terrifying? Did you find it? I'm sorry, sir. I tried. Shoulders slumped. Have you heard from Cheery? No, nothing. Last hope. Pendant. Situation's rough. Want to wear it? This is the pinnacle of pitiful. That's what this is. Hurry up, put it on before the luck runs out. After a moment's hesitation, I took hold of the pendant. The stone is blue and glittery. Oh, okay. Huh? Miracle Burning Hammer is back, baby. Putting the Burning Hammer inside. Alright, so how different is this? Alright, what's going on at the loading dock now? It's not there! Where is it? I look and I look, but I see no sign whatsoever of any burning hammer. In a panic, I call the recycling guy. Well, I definitely returned it to the loading dock. I can assure you of that. If you're telling me it's not there now, unfortunately, that isn't my responsibility. He hangs up. Didn't even sound like he cared. I looked around a little more, but to no avail. Yeah, it's definitely not here. Did someone else take it, maybe? As I hang my head in dismay, a middle-aged man in sanitation uniform passes by, hauling a big garbage bag. He flashes me a curious look. What do we do, Tama? Mr. Yanagashita freaks out when he hears the burning hammers missing. Please, you gotta give me something! I'm not really sure, sir. Now my boss is even bigger wreck than he was before. This job is toast. Any money I was going to get paid is going up in smoke. Just like all my hopes and dreams at this point. I guess maybe we should try selling the Anagachis? Anagachis or something? It's not much of a suggestion, but it's all I've got. Mr. Yanagashita looks at me intently. Wait, what did you just say? Huh? What did you just say? Or something? No, before that. I guess maybe we could try selling the Anagachis? I can almost see the wheels turning in his head as a smile slowly creeps back into his face. That's it. That's it. That's it! That's so fucking creepy. It's like a fucking Five Nights at Freddy's jump scare. Just fucking horror movie looking ass. Certain I see an actual gleam in his eyes. Right then. I guess that's our only real option. No, wait. This is a sign. That burning hammer didn't just vanish by coincidence. Oh no. He dealt to his feet, his eyes so positively aglow. Alright, let's see. See you later, Anagachis. We're about to knock you right out of the park. They failed. I probably don't need to tell you how the event goes down. We don't manage to sell even a single Anagachi. Turns out, hey, people are really creeped out by EOs, and our customers have no problem letting us know that. Very impolitely, I might add, as they storm away in a huff. But Judy said she liked you salt pork and sushi and sushi. I hear Mr. Yanagashita mutter to himself as I get ready to leave. If only we hadn't lost the burning hammer, then he would have done so much differently. Or, no, maybe they had gone pretty much the same. You know, I probably should have listened to my gut earlier. Agreeing to take on this job would probably brought me nothing but trouble. Anagachi. Nobody's going to have any luck selling digital pets to customers who are looking for a health food demo. But why did the burning hammer disappear anyway? Well, that sanitation worker Tama saw has found another pile of trash to dispose of. Something close to 1240, someone winds up breaking the bottles, turning them into useless garbage. But who is that someone? And what can they do differently? Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so we're gonna head on back here to fix it. And then we're gonna figure out what the hell. Oh, fuck. There we go. Alright, now everyone's at to be continued, which means everyone's at the 1 o'clock block. Okay, so well, why do you show me that every time? I'm fairly certain I'm missing only one, and it's something to do with Osawa. How can I fuck up Osawa's day? Okay, so none of his actions seem to actually do anything. Hang on a minute. That uppity woman was I, wasn't it? Hang on. Okay, wait a minute. I's room. Oh no! Knocked on the door to I's room, but there was no response. Hadn't come home yet. Osawa let himself in. This has to be a bad ending. Osawa. All down his feet, golden cigarette lighter. Suddenly, Kachibara came barging into the room. Mr. Osawa, he cried out. It's your wife! She's gone completely hysterical! She's what? Please, follow me, Kachibara led Osawa to the cafe where I had gone. The instant he'd opened the door, Osawa's ears were assaulted by a veritable whirlwind of verbal fury. What the hell are you doing? Hurry up and arrest this man! The grating, histrionic voice was none other than I's. Ma'am, please, begged the officer, chewing firmly. I just need you to come with me for a while so I can ask you a few questions about the situation. The officer, who looked nearly on the verge of tears, strange man, not to be outdone by I shouting, added his own voice to the chorus. Hurry up and find that listening device. He's got one on her, I'm sure of it. Oh, shut up. Please shut up. He'd only just stepped in through the door and already Osawa was wanted to run away. The cafe was almost deserted, probably the result of the clientele had been driven off. What few customers remained were rooted to their seats, apparently afraid of getting caught up in the mayhem themselves. How dare you call yourself a police officer, I harped. This is dereliction of duty is what this is. Ma'am, please! The officer was in tears now. To think that good taxpayer money pays your salary! Ma'am, please! Recording a conversation without consent is a pretty serious crime, the other man railed. Not cracking down on that, that's dereliction of duty. Sir, please! You know what? Fine. I'll find the bug myself. Sir, please! The policeman explained again as the man advanced toward I, holding out some kind of electronic device. I recoiled. Stop that at once! Don't you dare touch my belongings! Aha! So you do have something to hide! All right. Kajiwara interposed himself between I and the strange man. Oh, not you, I groaned. Why don't you mind your own business and get the hell out of here? Yeah, the man agreed. Mind your own business. Oh, don't you mind me, Kajiwara replied. Man, your husband is here. He gestured at Osawa. Osawa hadn't expected to be put on the spot. He stood frozen, speechless. Now what? I snarled. What do you want? Nothing in particular. Osawa began to back away on reflex, but I closed in on him. That's how it always is with you, she shrieked. You never care one whit what I do you? And you know what? That's fine. But I would kill you to show a little concern when I'm under attack like this. You're her husband? The strange man demanded. Look, someone's planted a bug on your wife. Could she be caught up in something? Something big? Tell me. Why are they all coming at me now? Sir, please, the officer too turned to Osawa. We just want to hear your wife's side of the story. Now I'm afraid I'll have to ask all of you to accompany me back to the station. Osawa felt like he was standing in the eye of a hurricane and was whirling faster and faster. Are you even listening? Hey, you hearing all this? You hearing us all right, man? Everybody, please! Osawa simply stood, paralyzed, and stared as the storm of fury raged on and on. But no matter how hard he wished for some escape, the storm showed no signs of passing by. I want to go home! I never should have come here. Why? Why did any of this have to happen? Bad end. Ai goes overboard. Osawa walked into the middle of an argument between his wife and some weirdo at the cafe. The fight kept escalating until everyone involved got an invite down to the police station. It's doubtful that anything Osawa could have said would have stopped Ai from leaving the house in a huff, so maybe the guy she's arguing with needs to change what he does. I got bad times, 12 o'clock clock. Hell yeah. Alrighty. Well, now I'll just go back here. Change this one choice. And everything is okay. I'm going to do this because I want to see it save. I want to see the little save icon down below. There it is. Okay. Alrighty. There it is for the 12 o'clock block. I don't know how long this game is now that I think about it, actually. We've gone through 3 hours thus far. Though, to be fair, one of the hours was like a tutorial, basically. So I guess we've only gone through 2 whole hours, really. But I don't know how long this game is, actually, now that I think about it. But, yeah. Oh, you know what I could do, though? I want to see something real quick before I end off. Took out a pair of handcuffs and reached for suspects. Handcuffs. Equipment used by police officers to shackle suspects. In Japan, the belt that makes up part of the officer's duty uniform has a belt storage for a pair of handcuffs. We're talking about handcuffs. Put a knife in his breast pocket. Okay. So everything else is... oh. Okay, is this good enough? Is this good enough? Fuck off. Are we good yet? Like, nothing much has changed. Like, basically nothing has changed. Hey there, Mr. Smith. Are we good? Fuck! This embassy, da-da-da. Yeah, look at me. Look at me. Woohoo. Oh yeah, this does take place in 2008. Because this game released exclusively in Japan for the Wii, I think? Fuck. Why? Oh. Susayama's name was displayed across the LCD screen. How are things on your end, Kano? I have the suspect in custody. How about you? Hesitated. Yeah, he got away from me. What about the Achi case? Susayama hung up. What's your name, detective? Kano. Are we good now? There we go. Okay. Now I'm stopping. So thank you all for watching, especially if you got this far. We'll be tackling the 1 o'clock block next time, so stick around, because there's a lot more to come.